What's up? I'm JP, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my checklist to help you instantly take better photos. This checklist has helped me revolutionize how I take photos, and it's helped me progress at a really fast rate. I now use this 4-step process as deliberate practice to help me get better at taking photos. I use this whether I'm shooting for clients, whether I'm out shooting street, whether I'm taking photos of my friends. This is always going on in my head when I'm taking photos and has honestly changed the game for me. And so I want to make this as simple and as easy for you to take out and about on the street. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe as we steamroller our way to the holy grail of 100 subscribers. Number 1 on the checklist, what is it that you're trying to take a photo of? Number 2, why do you like that subject? Number 3, can you emphasize that subject any further? Number 4, are there any distracting elements and can you eliminate them from your photo? So I'm now going to flip this to portrait mode so you can screenshot this and take this with you on your phone so it's with you everywhere you go. Using this checklist or framework will force you to slow down. It will force you to start thinking about your photos in more detail and will ultimately help you take better images. And this is a process that all of us need to go through as a photographer. You need to spend more time thinking about the photos, thinking about the composition, and eventually all of this knowledge is going to stack up and ultimately lead to you being able to quickly take better photos. You can just enter a scene and you're already thinking about all these different things subconsciously. And obviously to do that, as part of any learning process, you need to make it conscious before it can go unconscious. Let's break it down even further to help understand each section individually and how it stacks in and fits together. When you know what you like and what you're trying to capture, that then allows you to start applying different layers and different levels of creativity to help you take a better photo. For this, it's important to be super simple, super straightforward. And once you know what it is you want to take a photo of, this is where you start thinking about what is it that you like about it. It could be the color, it could be the contrast, it could be the subject itself is really interesting. And so you really want to start thinking about it. I want to take a photo of this because of this. I want to take a photo of this sunset because I love the purple hues in it. And again, once you know what you want to take a photo of, what you like about it, it helps you to then understand how you can emphasize that, which leads to point number 3. How do you emphasize that in a photo? And this is where your creativity really comes into a league of its own. You could be trying to make the subject even larger within the frame. The larger the subject, the more important it is, the more emphasis you're trying to place on that subject. You could be trying to emphasize the contrast between 2 different elements, whether that's the tonal contrast between a really bright highlight and a harsh shadow. You could be trying to make the subject even clearer, whether you're placing the subject on a clear background, whether you're using leading lines to draw the eye to the subject, or maybe even there's a pattern. How can you emphasize the pattern? It could be the difference between subjects, maybe with a father and a son. You really like how the son is looking up to the father and the father figure is big and grand and established. So how can you emphasize that? Maybe you need to zoom in, maybe you need to get closer to the subject. The more you understand what it is you want to take a photo of, why you like it, you can then start thinking about the emphasis that you place on that. And the more you start thinking about these things, the more they kind of come naturally to you and ultimately lead you to taking better photos with a clearer subject. And finally, onto the 4th point, what could the distractions be and how can you eliminate them? And often these distractions can be removed in camera, so you could be zooming in, you could be stepping to the side, you could be, I don't know, climbing up something, or it could be done in post. Whether you're cropping in, may even be able to Photoshop some elements out. A clear one is that if you're trying to take a subject of a person, making sure that there's no other people in shots. The same could be said with cars. If you're trying to shoot a Ferrari, you don't want to have a Vauxhall Astra sat behind it. It could be items in the background, whether there's a pile of rubbish, whether there's just a single person's foot in the shot, or maybe even it could be something as ridiculous as a rogue Furby just sat on your sofa. And maybe there's too much dead space in the image. It could be that there's certain parts of the frame that don't really add anything to the photo. And often beginner photographers have too much clear blue sky. And whilst it's beautiful to be out soaking up the sun rays and to be feeling that vitamin D just manifesting in your body, it doesn't add to the photo as much as say clouds do. So can you reduce the volume of the blue sky so you still know that it's a clear blue sunny day, but it's not just a vast expansive blueness. Can you cut that down and make the photo still have the same feeling? It may even feel more interesting by having less sky. And so ultimately, if there's anything that could distract the viewer from the photo and make the photo harder to read, then try and get rid of it. This framework won't initially come naturally to you, and it's a learning process. And this is what a lot of photographers use just in their heads, unconsciously, subconsciously, because they've spent enough time thinking about it, doing it and using it. And although initially you're gonna have to be thinking about it quite a lot, very quickly it's gonna become second nature, and you're gonna ultimately be able to take better photos that are just generally more interesting. So I'll put this checklist up on the screen so you can screenshot this and take it with you wherever you go out and take photos. Please comment below if there was anything that you found particularly interesting or useful. If you've used it and you found this to be helpful, that would be wonderful. And if you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, then hit the subscribe button and let's steamroller our way to 100 subs. And until next time, peace.